Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Good. Before we jump back at code, let's see if we can do a bit of reviewing. The usual. Yeah. Oh boy, again, there's so many new ones. It's just keep spamming more and more. The old ones, they go out of view. Let's go to author Baptiste drafts false. Okay, so he has 24 open right now. Of course he does. So what about these three now? Why does this change not also fix errors? Below, I had to change. Okay. Okay. So what about this one? I do not understand the splitting of this change. The title claims one thing, but the actual changed files are in all sorts of unrelated folders that do not correspond to what the title says. Let me fix my text here because that is just wrong. But the actual changed files are in all sorts of unrelated folders that do not correspond. Okay, I fixed my message from last week. Okay, and then what about this one? Okay. Touch in generals when there's no other pull that touches equivalent files for 0 hour. Okay, then let's look again at the touch files. So okay, so now I'm confused. This change now also touches 0 hour. It completely touches different things as well. I don't understand what's going on here. So this one touches a few files in 0 hour and then a lot in generals. A ton of stuff in generals. I don't understand. I don't understand. This change now. This change now also touches generals MD, which seems unexpected. I do not understand the. What is are the fixes consistent? Are the fixes consistently applied to both games, or both games, or does a spelling fix just pick random files to apply its fixes on? When I expected mirrored changes, but they are vastly different in generals and 0 hour, and it is unclear why the games are treated so differently, when typically we keep all changes in perfect sync. But it looks like spelling error fixes are different in generals in 0 hour, and it is unclear why the games are treated differently when typically we keep all changes in perfect sync. Would it be possible to get them in sync, or is that not possible with the type of tooling that is used for fixing spelling errors? Perhaps use... Yeah, I really don't understand this, what's going on here. Maybe I'm reviewing this wrong, but I don't understand. Like, it's clear that here, look, there's so many files touched here in generals, yeah, all these things. But then when you look in 0 hour, there are much less files. See, it's a lot less. Here, see, there's a GUI edit display.h, and here it's missing. Why? I don't understand this inconsistency. Why are the spelling errors not equally fixed on both games? I really don't understand this. Like, maybe the tool needs to be run like many times over the files to recognize all the spelling mistakes, or where they like specifically introduce in 0 hour or in generals when they touch the codes. Like, there's no explanation to this mismatch. It just says this. I really don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand. It looks like it's chaotic. I don't know, maybe it's with AI generated and the AI just picks and chooses random things and then you get these inconsistent results. Maybe like that. Like, there's no explanation how this was generated. Typically, when we create a change in 0 hour, we make a perfect replica in generals. So far, we have always done this. But now suddenly with these spelling error fixes, this is suddenly not possible anymore. And I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense. So it would be great if we could make this consistent. Fix all the spelling errors, make it consistent in both games. No mismatches. The same. So that they're always in perfect sync. I mean, we are slowly merging the files, but it's annoying to have these discrepancies. It causes errors when replicating it from 0 hour to generals or vice versa. It shouldn't be like this. It should always be consistent. Then it's the best. And clearly there's something going on here with the spelling error fixes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like this. Okay, what about this one? This is approved, but there's still things to test. Okay. Okay, what about this one here? Fix use after free crash when replay ends in headless mode in debug build. Huh? In headless mode, exit directly to avoid use after free crash during normal game cleanup. The crash occurs because objects are accessed after being freed during reset. Since headless mode has no UI and is about to exit anyway, we can safely skip the cleanup and let the OS reclaim resources. Directly to avoid use after free crash. Well, that's well, it's not a real. What is exactly the problem? It is a hack to avoid the trouble. Where's the problem exactly? I think it would be better. I think maybe better to fix the problem properly. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this hack here. It's a quick fix, but it's not addressing the underlying issue. Like if it crashes in headless, it will also crash in some other way. Now or in the future. So that's the problem exactly. I suggest to make a proper fix. Well, he did say for exit terminate. Because objects are accessed after being freed. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can always exit the game like this. Yeah. So, it's a common way to exit apps, but it seems weird. But it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign to do this just to avoid bugs. Okay, so a lot of to-dos here. What about this one here? Okay, this one was not addressed yet. This one is a bigger change. He has a lot of changes open, and I don't know what to focus on. Because I know once I start reviewing, the new review will already come. Yeah, I can't focus on. It's just too much. It's too much. We need to focus on less things. It would have been nice to get these done, but it's chaos with these spelling error fixes. I can already see it. Like when I started merging a few files, I saw that the spelling error fixes were not applied correctly left and right. So there's something awfully going wrong here with these changes. I don't know what it is, something in the tooling that is not applied correctly, but we should look into this, why it's inconsistent like this. It shouldn't be like that. Yeah, here's some unimportant stuff. This fix here would be good to have. This here, I don't know. The crash is valid, but the fix is not good. This fix I also don't like. Personally, it's also more like a workaround. This one, what was this? Game state. Oh, what is this? Oh, more headless checks. Oh boy. Fix crash when saving a game. Okay. Give me UI. Why does this crash exactly? Is the game text null? If yes, why don't we test for game text not null? Can we test for game text? Then better tests. Yeah, doesn't have to be a question. Several times in this change. Okay, what is this here? Snapshot. Skip blocks with null PTR snapshots. Block. Okay. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. This is snapshot pointer. It seems a bit weird. Oh, I don't know. Hmm. 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 It seems a bit. It's a bit wild here. What's going on? All these headless checks. I don't like it. This one should probably be in-game check, pointer check. Like, why is it doing this? I don't understand. And here, snapshot. Log info. Hmm. 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 I don't know about this. Visual only blocks. Hmm. 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 Oh, why is all this necessary? Why do we need to check the chunks? I don't understand. Skip visual only snapshot blocks. Skip visual only blocks. I don't know what to say about this. It's so verbose. This change to just check for some headless things. It's so verbose. All these tests here are very verbose. Is there any way we can guard against null crashes in simpler ways? Yeah, I would like to have this simpler. It seems really complicated. It's not great. But sometimes it's necessary, but this one is really painful here. Yeah, maybe it can be improved. Good. Let's look at Mauler. I think you opened a change recently. Fixed pinched cells. Change 2222. Let's take a look at that. Oof, lots of colors. Simply removes a block of code from the retail compilation. To me, it seems like this block was erroneously left as it causes sporadic behavior with pinched cells being changed to impassable cells. These impassable cells cannot be moved over or built over. As a bit of background, pinched cells in light blue on the pathfinding debug overlay normally can't be passed over. Light blue is this one here. So these green impassable cells don't add anything currently to gameplay. Many of these pinched cells are created when an object is placed and its footprint is classified. This algorithm needs improving in general as the area taken by buildings is oversized at times. Yeah. Without fix. So a bunch of green tiles here. With fix. There are blue tiles. Okay. I guess this is retail incompatible. Yeah. Seems likely. Aren't pinched cells the green ones? Description says pinched cells are light blue. Light blue, not green. Okay, so this is bug fix. No labels. Oh, well, that's a simple change. If retail compatible pathfinding. Okay. Set pinched. If Retake comparable path finally. Okay. Well, that's a simple fix. Pinch cells being changed to impassable cells. Okay, fair enough. Code looks simple. Simple code. Needs to be replicated in channels. Okay, I'm glad that this was simple. So this will be no retail major gen ZH bug. Okay, well, simple enough. Okay. Then let's look at Cabal 009. What is this? What? I have no idea what I'm just looking at there. So they're all building now. Okay, I don't understand it. Let me ask Baptista if I can find him. Baptista. Can we find some of your reviews to focus on and finish? I do not. You still have so many, and I do not know which to focus on, because then you open 10 new ones. Then you open 10 new ones, and the old ones are forgotten. Again. The issue. Forgotten again. The issue is this. Is that I need to relearn everything of the old change when reviewing later. Just to focus on. there's always a chance. Open 10 new ones. Ones are stalled again. Again. Yeah, I don't know if I explained it well. Basically, the problem is, so when I'd say the difficulty. So the problem is, like, he has a lot of reviews, and so I started reviewing some, and then there will be new ones, and then I also review the new ones, but then the old ones, they take time to finalize and finish, and then maybe they are stalled again, and then I need to revisit them constantly, always again. And then, you know, it just like I need to focus on, and I need to keep track of all these different changes that are happening there. And it's like really, it's mentally challenging to revisit older reviews over and over and over again. Like usually it's good to just one review, one pass, and then fix all the errors, and then done, and, you know, submit and move on. But when you have to do like multiple review passes, and this is spread over a long time, then you need to revisit this change all the time again. And then you need to understand, okay, the context of the change, what it tries to do. And then like it takes extra mental effort to not finish something fast. And this is what happens when you just do too many things at once. Like you want to do this and this and this and this and this and this, everything at once. Yeah. We want to do everything at once, and then we can't really focus on any of these things. We just like try to do all these things. Like it's, if you build a house and you want to do the roof, the walls, the plumbing, the ground floor, top floor, everything you want to build at once. Yeah, but you can't. You need to build it from the ground up. So, and that's why I think it's better to just focus on 3 to 5 changes, finish them, and then move on to the next, instead of like creating ever more and more and more, and just keeps on piling up. And it's really hard to finish these things. Really hard. Unless the review is really simple, then, you know, then it's okay. But yeah, I find it's, for me personally, the reviews from Boptista are the most difficult ones for me so far. I don't know why. For me, they are the most difficult of all. Like even Maulers are not that hard. Stupiaks are typically pretty okay. Cabals are pretty okay. Boptista is very difficult because there's always so much that needs to be revisioned. Yeah, so it is challenging. And then there's all this volume of changes. So like he opens a lot of changes, which is great because it means there's progress, but it creates a lot of work for me. And this is a hard part. Like if there's, you know, if the more work the reviewer has, the harder it becomes for the reviewer to engage with this. And this is a problem I have right now. And I think in part, it's also the AI. When you generate changes with AI, you put a lot of burden on the human reviewer, because like all the stuff that the AI has generated needs to be reviewed. And so either it's reviewed by the author or by the peer reviewer. And I think what often happens is that the author is pretty happy with what the AI has generated, and maybe he also polished it up or whatever, yeah, and is happy with the AI generation. But then it goes to the human, and the human has to read what the AI has generated, and then you have this dilemma. You have this AI generated code that is made by machine for machines, and the human can't really work with the machine code. It doesn't work. It's like I don't know if we would work with assembler here, yeah. I mean, it is humanly possible, but it just makes everything hard, you know. We like it to be simple. Okay, let's see. Cabal. So this one I think is ready. What about this one? Replicate it in general. It's ready to be matched whenever the other PRs are. Okay. So let me send a message to Cabal. This. Can we merge these two already? Do we really need the third one? Do we need the third one when it is not clear how to proceed with it? Good. Let's go to Stubiax. Resolve crash. Okay, there's a crash. Battle bus. Okay, let's review this guy and this guy. Yeah. This change fixes a crash caused by spawning a create debris object with an assigned shadow by initializing the shadow name to an empty string. Okay. When the shadow name is uninitialized, checks for null and strlen smaller equal 1 fail. Right. And garbage data is instead passed. Makes sense. There should be a default constructor where this is handled instead of relying on each construction side. Yeah. Good thinking. Updated. Does this tend to only get hit under mod use? Let's take a look at this. Police is coming. Initialize all members in the constructor to avoid garbage data. Yeah, don't think a comment is really necessary. This is not necessary. Calling the constructor like this is not necessary. Calling the constructor like this is it is automatic. It's automatically called on construction. several times in this change. Regarding this, you can omit this comment because it is not, it does not add any value. It does not add any value to the next reader. Of course there will be problems. To the next reader. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, okay, so this can be simplified. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, the fix absolutely makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So it looks good. False. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, the fix makes sense. The implementation can be polished. I would say remove the comment. Can also keep it, but I think for this, just adding initialization here, don't need a comment. I don't think. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I figured it was best to bundle all three. So if we discover that any of these introduce a mismatch, it's easier to search for them. Okay, what do we do with Helmholtz? I do not like that Helmholtz will add 0.3% mismatch. Mm-hmm. You can choose. Let's just focus on fewer that we agree on and polish to get done. Otherwise, I'm losing my mind over here. There's just too much. It's just yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, GLA BattleBus can now respond to attack commands while in bunkered form. Fixes blah from the patch repository. What is this? Bunkered buses can't target buildings. Right. Let me see that. They have to be force fired on the edge of buildings. This bug was fixed for outposts. Mm-hmm. Not move at all. Okay. With this fix applied, the battle bus can now attack the specified target. Let's see. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, that's a really, really nice fix. That's a very nice fix. It's so annoying. It's a bus, it's bunkered, and you can't attack buildings. You can't attack anything. You have to force fire next to the building and then it shoots. That's really nice. Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah, so this is cool. Mhm. Mm. Mhm. I would actually say it's a major bug, isn't it? Yeah, it is minor. Yeah. Yeah, it's a minor bug. Yeah. Okay, so this looks good. Yeah. Let's take a look at the code. If retake compatible with CLC. This logic block erroneously prevents the occupants of disabled held units, undead battle buses, from responding to attack commands. The occupants of disabled held units, undead battle buses. But is this really does this mean passengers of disabled vehicles can now also be ordered to shoot on targets? Is that desirable? Yes, is that did he describe that or not? He didn't describe that. So yeah, let me ask this looks suspicious. I could imagine that there could be that now, like, so for example, if a Humvee is disabled, yeah, by a EMP bomb or something, or I don't know, something. I can't remember. Can they actually, if a Humvee is disabled by EMP, I think it can't shoot. And so the question is, can it now shoot? Group attack object. I don't know. I don't know. He will figure it out. Good. Good. Let's look at. He has some approved change here. We can merge this one, right? Yeah. Then let's merge this. Offensive commands for parked jets without armor. Okay, this one is design minor. Okay. Okay. Squash. Good. This one is done. Okay. We don't know the percentage of mismatches it will prevent, though. Could be a greater percentage. Yeah. Best would be to combine that with the, let's see, remote player type detection. Don't fix with retake clients. Okay, so we reviewed this one and this one. Let's do one more here. This change fixes inconsistent mine collision detection by replacing the partition managers. You know what? This one is again no retail. Let's hold off on this one for now. Instead, let's try another author. Let's try author GitHub on GitHub. Okay, it just says one. Okay, particle cannon short beam fix walkthrough. Goal, fix a visual bug, blah blah. I think he mentioned this recently in the Discord server. Let's take a look. Orbital beam Z offset, yep. Const real, yeah. Okay, fix raised from to the header file. No, I think it's fine. You can leave it in there. Yeah, orbital beam Z offset. I'll mark this as resolve. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me just say, remove the colon. Put the comment above the line. So like this, and then do const expand. And then remove this here. Fix. Yeah. Otherwise, I think this looks good. Fix. Fix. Update. Fix. Extend the height of the USA particle cannon laser beam. Extend the height of the USA particle laser beam. Extend for tall camera heights. Would a smaller value also be sufficient? At which height? Which and which height would it still look reasonable? I say, oh, what would be the smallest the smallest sufficient value for this height? To still look okay with tall camera. I think tall camera is maybe laser beam for extend the height of the laser beam for enormous. How do we write enormous? Okay, we did type it correctly. For enormous camera heights. Needs to be replicated to generals. So this is a fix, or let's say enhancement. Yeah, that's a fix. Minor mods. You say gen zh. Okay. Then other than this, let's look at let's look at this one here again. And then we'll be done with the reviewing for now. Need water. Good. So then what about this change? So personal is also very simple code that can just be at different places. Yeah. Okay. So we did review this previous session. Yeah. So the virtual functions were meant to be removed. Then initialization, the constructor, and yeah, and then this. Okay, and then name. Okay, so it wasn't much. Let's take a look again. Yeah, okay, so it's applied to both games. We have a static function here. This looks good. 0. Okay, I like that. Yeah. And 0. Okay, that looks... Okay, this looks fine. And then you scaled pixel constants. Scale pixel constants. Okay. Okay, this looks fine. Minor use minor style. Void function. Yeah, otherwise it looks fine. Scale horizontal constant 40. Yeah. Scale. Okay. Scale vertical. Horizontal. Scale. Maybe the name of the function is a bit strange. Maybe scale, because it doesn't say by what. Scale by what? Scale by display height. Maybe perhaps call these call by display width, not call, scale by display height. Would be a bit more specific to what they do. Scale by display width, scale by display height. Maybe it shouldn't even scale a number that you pass, but it should just get the scalar. Also, how about not modify a value in the functions, but simply return the scalar value. So get display width scale. So the Maxwell X times equals 40 times this. To be more size. Display width. Scalar. How about not modify value on the functions, but simply return the scalar value? I would do it like this. Yeah, just return the scalar. So if the resolution is twice as large, you return 2. And then 40 times 2, boom, done. This would be logically a bit simpler. A tiny bit simpler to read. A tiny bit simpler to read. Yeah. Otherwise, it looks all correct and looks like it would work. But yeah, just make the code a bit easier, because I don't think it's necessary to like pass a value and then have it scaled in there. Just like return the scalar, because then you can use it freely. You know, it unlocks more possibilities to just like give the scalar. It's much simpler. Yeah. Or you could also, you wouldn't even need this function. You could just do 40 times then the scalar, right? So I don't know what the scalar is. This divided by this is the scalar, right? Width divided by that. Yeah. Okay, good. This one is sorted. Do you know if we fixed other uninitialized variables in a way that introduces new mismatches? I do not think we did. I would have raised eyebrows before. Okay, let's also look at this guy again here. Yes, besides the startup audio loop, there are other CD-related checks. Menu is CD present gates and Win32 CD drive detection. They can still trigger CD logic, but depending on the code path, so this PR only targets one of several spots. Okay. I'm inclined. I'm inclined to agree with Stubiak's suggestion to put these things put the CD specific features behind a compile option for now. Can be inside game defines. The compile option. And there are multiples of these. They can then be disabled in CMake. Stobiak's suggestion to put the CD specific features by the compile option when there are multiples of these. What is this here? Okay. Then good. Yeah, we have way too many reviews. Let me take a look at this again. Not great. Tweak the description. The pinch cells are in blue. These get generated on the border. Okay. Impassable cells are green. These are meant to block pathfinding, but seem sporadic in their generation. They also end up blocking reasonable paths that pinched cells would allow passing through. So I considered it better to just prevent them from generating. It's future work to figure out how best to use some of these special terrain types. Okay. Good. Good. Let's mark these as red. Okay, what about this guy here? I do not think this tree state makes sense for this option. It should have on off only. Okay, why is greptile not perfectly happy? Minor documentation update needed. What's wrong with the documentation? Mentions default option. Let me see. Release plans. Test debug sheets, allow debug sheets and relays. Okay, so I don't understand what greptile is complaining about here. Description. But he did edit this. Okay. Add greptile AI. Okay. Build debug miner. Okay. Enables debug sheets and release builds. Off. Yeah. Okay, I think this looks good. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is fine. Debug sheets. RTS debug sheets. Yeah. 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 Looks good. Okay. And then let me look over this here as well. New code looks promising. Does it work? It works for me. Took me a minute to figure out how to use the on-screen keyboard to get at the numpad keys, and that they don't work where the snipping tool is recording. Once I got the FPS up and then started recording, it seems as smooth on my machine at either frame rate, and it maxed out at 70. So it's okay. Then greptile is happy with this, yeah. Then let's do here rendering minor. Let's say not rendering. Let's say GUI. Rendering GUI. Gen ZH minor. Tweak. I would say it's a fix. Enhancement. Credit screen scrolling now uses wall clock time instead of frame counting. Credit scroll at consistent speed regardless of frame rate. Replaces that frame counter with last scroll time timestamp. Yeah. Okay, let me ask, is pull description still up to date? Up to date. So, scroll start time, last scroll pixels. Scroll start time. Yeah. Target time. Last scroll pixels. Target time. Reset. Reset init. Okay. Scroll start time. Scroll start time. Init. Reset. Does it does it really need to be set to get time on resets? Okay, so now time get time. Elapsed. Now minus this, yeah. Scroll speed pixels. Scroll rate divided by this stuff. Expected scroll pixels. Yeah. Elapsed ms. Times, yeah. Pixels to move. Pixels to move. Scroll pixels. Okay, so we record the start time and then record the start time. Elapsed ms now. Okay, scroll speed pixels per ms. Scroll rate per frames. Scroll rate per frames. So this one is MSEC per logic frame. This is 1000, right? Or is it not? Oh, it's 33.3. Scroll rate per frames. Per frames. Scroll rate. Okay, I'm not sure right now why this is correct. Elapsed ms times this. Yeah, expected scroll pixels, okay. Last scroll pixels, yeah. I wonder if we can reduce this to just one information here. Pixels to move is smaller than 1. This credits line, let me take a look at this. Does it use integer positions or float positions? Pos integer position. So, and then what's C-line and pos? C-line and pos. Set text. Here's C-line. Where does it set the font position? Why does it always go up when we click here? What is this? That's bad. That's a new bug, isn't it? Okay, right now I don't see where we set the position of the font. Let me search for this. Position. No. C-line. C-line and position. Uh-huh. Okay. Here, position. There we go, draw. So the draw function, it takes integer. Okay. Or does it not? Yeah, xy integer. Okay. Okay, that is fine. Okay. So scroll rate, what is this? One in pixels. Scroll rate 1. Scroll 1. Scroll rate. Right. Scroll rate per frames. Yeah, it seems fine. Pixels to move. Okay, so a question I have is, can we reduce this to just 1 point? 1 point of information. Can we remove this here, last scroll pixels? Last scroll pixels. Let me ask the following. Instead of doing all these custom calculations, instead of doing all this time management, how about using the frame pacer? Get, let me see, get update time. It could accumulate to a float. When the float passes 1, Then add integer to integer floor. Add 1 to an integer and deduct 1 from the float. This approach would then also allow to pause credits, because it would be tied to the frame. Well, actually, hold on. Update time, that is not part of pause. Project time scale. Is game halted? Is game halted? Update time. Well, yeah, it would work as long as this one is called once a frame, right? Okay. This is currently doing a lot of time management, a lot of custom time management. Can we simplify? Can we simplify this with the frame pacer? Get update time. You're not using that much. Logic time step is not decovered. Logic time accumulator. Yeah, so yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, this manual time management. It's called once a frame. Then we could use frame pacer, get update time. Can accumulate to a float, and when the float passes 1, then add 1 from float. Yeah, but then it still needs to scale, right? Hmm. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what to say about this. Frames since started. Yeah, updates, get update time. So we could accumulate update time and then. Yeah, but time get time also works. Yeah, elapsed MS. Yeah. Scroll speed, pixels per ms. Scroll rate for frames. Scroll speed, pixels per ms. I don't know which approach is better here. would expect that the current implementation would work unexpected when tabbing out of the game and not updating the frame. The real time would still advance, and so when tabbing back into the game, the credits will have jumped far ahead or finished. Would work in unexpected ways. Okay. Looks good. Save to merge, blah blah. Okay. Resolve. It's the make option for debug sheets and release builds. To enable debug sheets. Okay, I think this one is fine. Then we can merge this one. Okay, cool. Look at this here one more time. It doesn't have create Debris objects. I will address this issue in the future by changing all lookups to use particle system ID instead of keeping pointer. Or particle lookups. Direct pointer. Find with to search with particle system ID instead of accessing with direct pointer. Good. Then I will take a break here. It has been almost 2 hours. Then next session I won't do reviewing. I will do continue with this current change that I'm working on here. Yeah. Okay. Good. Then I hope you enjoyed. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.